Welcome back. They say things get better with age. At 85, the legendary singer Tony Bennett has just become the oldest living performer to score a US #1 album.
The album's called Duets 2. It features Aretha Franklin, Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey, amongst many. It's the star's first ever #1 album in his 60-year career. I can't believe that.
No.
It includes Amy Winehouse's last recording on the track Body and Soul. Tony's with us now. Welcome. Before we talk to you, we're going to get a taste of your music first.
Here
it is.
Thank you.
So, Michael Bublé, Lady Gaga,
Right.
and Amy Winehouse at the end,
Right.
who's sadly no longer with us. What was it like performing with Amy Winehouse?
It was very interesting. It's almost like she knew that she wasn't well, but yet she gave it everything. You know, she was a very good jazz singer, very rare, as good as Ella Fitzgerald or Billie Holiday. She just had that gift of knowing how to improvise properly.
Yeah, and on that particular track, her voice is quite unlike anything we'd heard from her before, really.
I see. Well,
Just
she was wonderful that day. She just loved every moment of it and enjoyed it.
Yeah. Talking of enjoyment, you could see that you and Lady Gaga were enjoying yourselves as well.
Oh, I
She's
love her.
quite a character, isn't she?
She's very interesting. I think she might become one of the greatest entertainers that ever lived. She's so brilliant.
Yes.
Her instinct about what to do and how to do it and all that. And you know, it takes years to learn how to put humor into your performance, and she does it automatically. She's very bright, very bright.
This is presumably Duets 2 is your second album of duets.
Right.
I actually think people are queuing up to sing with you, aren't they? Do you choose who you? How do you go through that process of who you?
Well, my son Dan managed the album. He created the album and the whole premise of it, and he selected all the contemporary artists that he thinks were the most popular artists at the moment. And boy, was he right. What a reaction we're getting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Although there's Aretha in there, of course, as well.
Yes.
And that's a lovely contrast in styles.
Yeah, I sang at the Metropolitan Opera for the first time in my life, and she came on stage and performed with me with that song, and it got a beautiful ovation from the audience.
85, you have the voice of a man who's 40 years younger. A lot of people will have lose their voices when they're still getting into their 50s. How have you held on to it so well?
Well, I had very good training. You know, I came out of this war in the Second World War in France and Germany, and when I came out, under the GI Bill of Rights in the United States, we were allowed an education that we missed during the war, and I joined the American Theater Wing, and because as Studs Terkel called it, the Good War, they gave us the best education that anybody could ever have. It was a wonderful school, and they taught so well. And the one thing they taught us is never compromise, just sing quality. Whatever, if you're an actor, just go with the best scripts. If you're a singer, find the best composers, and only sing good songs. Don't do any trick songs that might become famous and be forgotten. And it was a very good lesson.
Do you feel your voice tires, though, at all? It must be doing concerts and performances and back-to-back. Does it not tire your voice? It still sounds so strong.
No. You have to have proper rest.
Yeah. How much rest do you have between concerts now?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you performed at the Palladium on Monday.
Right.
Should we have a look? And then we'll talk to you about what it was
All
like.
right.
Here it is. First
Thank
time
you.
in 40 years back at the Palladium.
Well, you were talking about quality songs. That
Oh, boy.
is one. But,
That's a magnificent
Yeah.
song.
But-
Charlie
and
Chaplin.
You must have sung it hundreds of times, but you still clearly feel it.
Well, it's such a good song, and the audience loves it, you know, and so it really communicates.
Yeah.
And back at the Palladium for the first time in 40 years.
I love it. I love it. You know, I'm going to really name drop here by
Go
the
on.
handsomest man that ever lived, Cary Grant. And he was a good friend of mine. He bought my first painting that I ever sold. I mean, I didn't want to sell it to him, but I'll give it to you. No, I have to buy it, you know. And
Yeah.
he was wonderful to me.
Oh,
And he gave me the advice to sing at the Palladium. He said, make sure you go to the Palladium. So on my 85th birthday, I said, let's go to the
Yeah,
Palladium.
it's a great tune.
And it was a wonderful feeling.
These are great pictures of yours of
Oh,
London.
thank
When
you.
when did you paint these?
Well, I paint every day, and every time I've been coming to Britain now since the late 50s until now. And I must tell you that it's such a treasure personally for me to know that as many years as I've come back, every 18 months or 2 years in between, we've always had the British audiences are so loyal. Once they like somebody, they stay friendly. It becomes a family, actually.
Yes.
And we play all over Britain, and I've played in every great city in Britain, and it's such a pleasure to be here.
And the key to your enduring success is that you have extended your appeal to a whole new generation. I mean, that happened for you in the 80s when your son got you on MTV.
Right, that's
which
true.
was a huge deal. And were you surprised by that success?
Not really. You know, I've never understood the demographics. I remember how it started, and I said, wait a minute, because to me, an audience, whoever comes is an audience.
Yeah.
I never think of what the age is or the group or the, you know, I just think of people in the audience. I don't think of their ages at all. So I never thought demographically ever.
Yeah, well.
I just, whoever comes, thank you.
We're very glad you've had
We
that
are.
enduring success.
It's been a privilege to
Huge
meet you
pleasure.
again.
Well,
Thank you very much for coming
very
in.
much for having me on the show again. Thank you.
Thank you. Tony's new album, Duets 2, is out now. You see his 85th birthday concert. We had a sample of it there on BBC4 later in the year.